Okay then, I'm going to warn you now, this is an advanced hairstyle in terms of, if you've never tried a French plait before, I suggest you don't start with this one, but if you mastered how to do a French plait, there are hundreds of videos on YouTube, I don't need to do one for you. You should be able to do this. Just remember that this style looks better if it's a bit messy, so don't worry if you've got like bits sticking out. It's never going to be neat and tidy unless you're a professional hairdresser. I'm not a professional hairdresser, pretty sure that you're not, so we'll give it a go together. What you're going to need for this, you're going to need a comb, you're going to need some Kirby grips, some bobby pins. You're going to need a covered hairband at some point, though the finished hairstyle doesn't have one in. You can actually get away with just using bobby pins if you know how to do it. You're going to need a brush. This is my completely tatty brush. Start off, choose which side you want your plait to start on. I'm going to start on this side. My mirror's there, so I apologise if I keep turning that way. This is a style that requires me to check it occasionally. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by brushing all my hair over to one side. This is not a style that uses a parting. What we're going to do a plait that goes across the head like that, all the way around and up. So, to start off with, you need to create the foundations of your braid. Pull your hair forward a little bit and go as far back as you can behind the ear. That's where you're going to start it. Not here, not down on your neck, but as far behind the ear as you can go. And what you want is a section of hair about that thickness. This is the tricky bit, starting this off, because it's a very weird angle, but what you want to do, you want to split that hair into three, and you want to take messy first section underneath, second section underneath, and what you're trying to do, it's hard to show, is you're trying to angle this up here. So the hair that you're going to pull into it next is this bit here. You're going to have to give this a few goes, I'm sure. So that's what you're doing. You're going underneath, taking the next piece of hair and going underneath, sort of aiming to create an Alice band with this. So where an Alice band would sit on your head, that's where you want your plait to sit. I've already gone wrong. Starting it off is difficult. Trust yourself, you're going underneath, and on each side you pull a new bit of hair into your plait. Let's see where we are with this now. I'm going to have to look in my mirror. There you go, you can see that that plait's starting to be created. It very nearly fell over there, and that was good. So keep plaiting, keep bringing pieces of hair in. The trick with this, you want your plait to be quite thick, so you actually want to bring in quite a lot of hair in those first 3 or 4 braids. Otherwise what you're going to end up with is a very thin plait across your head. You don't want that. You want it to be quite chunky, quite big. So just keep on going. Once you get to about here, it gets easier. Pull that hair nice and tight against your head. Bring in sections of hair from the front and the top of your head. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Almost there now, and follow where an Alice band would sit, so you want it to come down to just underneath that ear. So we're almost there. I think a couple more links of my plait and I'll be there. So what I've done is I've slowly brought more and more hair into this plait, which by going underneath instead of over the top has become a raised French plait. Some people I think call that a Dutch braid. So what you could do if you wanted here, and I'm going to just show you how to do that. Take a Kirby grip or a bobby pin. You could just pin that in there. You could bring all the leftover hair round and you're done. But what I want to do is I want to continue it. So I'm going to bring that hair back round. I'm going to refine my 3 sections, which is always difficult. There they are. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to turn around now so you can see this side. Keep going down. It's fiddly, it's messy, it's difficult when you first try it. It took me 3 or 4 attempts to get this right, and I'm still not great, as you can see. But I think it's good to watch someone else doing it to get an idea. Then once you hit this point, you've got a difficult section because you need to keep this. You want it to go all the way around the back of the head. So at some point you're going to have to switch your hands from this side of your neck to the other. I think I need to do that pretty soon. So what I'm going to do, hopefully you can see, I'm going to just swap over. So I'm here, there's my top section, there's my bottom section, so that's the next one that needs to go on. And then I can start pulling in sections of hair from the back. I hope you can see this. I hope I've stood in the right position for the camera. Otherwise I'm going to have to do it again. So there we go. Just keep on doing what you were doing. Pressing that down against the nape of the neck. Again, once you've hit that point, you're going to want to swap over again. So I'm going to turn all the way around. Hello. I've got a little bit of hair there that I need to incorporate. So where's my third section? There it is. Underneath. And braid. And then you're going to hit a point, which I have just hit, where you've got all the hair in the braid. So then it gets easy, finally. You've got arm ache, you've got neck ache. You can just finish off that plait however you want to. Now, don't think we're finished yet, because we are not. This is just the beginning, so I'm just going to plait that all the way down as far as I can go. If you've got layers, I apologise, you're going to get bits poking out by this point. My hair's all one length except for my fringe, so that's all up here. I should be able to get this braid all the way down, and what I was saying was you might be able to secure it with a pin rather than a band, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've got one bobby pin, I'm just going to whack that over the end. Right, now this is all a little bit neat and tidy at the moment, and that's not what we want. We want kind of unstructured, loose, and so all you want to do then, starting on this end of the plait, just take each little section and just give it a little pull, and as you do that, what you do, hopefully you can see this, is it just loosens up the whole braid, messes up the whole look. You can be quite rough, especially around the back there. Keep going with that until you end up with a sort of mussed up, messy thing. I've got a little bump there, let's just tuck that underneath. You might want to just play around with the front there. Just give, you know, just give it a bit of mess, a bit of texture. Once that's done, you want to do the same down this whole ponytail here. You don't want it to be neat and tidy, otherwise you look like, you know, a 6-year-old girl. You want it to be kind of fun and messy and a little bit bohemian, so I've done that. Now, best bit, take the pin or the band off the end of the plait, and then what you want to do, you just want to bend it over, up, find the loop that it's nearest to on the plait that's on your head, and just tuck it underneath, and then grab a bobby pin. You want the flat side against the head, not the other way around, and just use that to secure it. Try and conceal it. You're going to need, if your hair is as thick and heavy as mine, a few more further along. So I'm going to put one here, flat side against the head. This one I'm going to do bobbly side against the head. If you put the flat side against the head, it just doesn't show as much, but if you put the bobbly side against the head, it secures better. So get a little bit of both. Maybe I'll pop another one in there. And there we go. I've got, now then just take any little bits that need tidying up. Just spotted that one. I think that was there since I started the plait. I'm just going to tuck that in like that. And there we go. You should then have a cool little slightly messy updo. You might want to pull a few baby hairs out. Just soften it up a little bit more. I'm just going to do that. And there we go. Now I'm going to turn around so you can see. It's going to be messy. That's what you want. Your first try, you're probably going to get into all kinds of mess, but just keep going. Keep thinking about pulling in sections as you go, putting the plait on, basically forming the plait on your head where you want it to sit at the end. And this is what you end up with. So we've got the front, moving round, there's the back, and then you can see that point where that braid comes up, sits and joins the front, and there we go. That is your messy bohemian Heidi braid updo.